The number one skill you can build to actually live a life of freedom and make money and live your dream life is influence, persuasion, sales. All right, guys, I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in my online coaching business over the last 5 years. I've done door-to-door sales for pest control, for solar, right, for a lot of different things. And today on this podcast episode, I'm going to talk about the number one skill you can build, which is persuasion, right? To live a life of freedom and have financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. So stick with me to the end because that's where I'm going to share the most valuable content, the secret to actually getting really good at this. And listen to this at 1.5 or 2x speed to condense your rate of learning to get through this quicker. So 1.5 or 2x speed. Now, this is episode, I believe, 22 of the Savage podcast, where average is the enemy and savage is the new standard because average is broke. The average American has $1,000 in their checking account, right? Average is the enemy. Savage is financial freedom, financial stability, financial freedom, right? Where you can travel. This is New York City. I've actually never been to New York City yet, anyway. Um, but where you could have financial freedom, time freedom, right? So how I got into sales was really I was selling donuts because I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. And I would take the donuts because they'd throw them away, right? Afterwards, and I would grab like 5 dozens and I would promote it on my Snapchat marketing, right? Marketing. Marketing's the queen. Like sales is the king of making money. Marketing's the queen, right? And I'd be like, hey guys, donuts, donuts. And I would, sell donuts $1 a pop or, $10 a dozen, or $5 a dozen. Anyways, I'd make an extra 50 to $100 a day after I got done working at Dunkin' Donuts in Carson City, Nevada. And I'd make an extra 50 bucks, 50 to $100 a day. And then, because I was a part of not the greatest environment or whatever, I ended up getting into selling weed and obviously made a lot more money doing that. With my entrepreneur spirit, I was getting into real estate after graduating high school, getting my real estate license and learning wholesaling. I invested $1,000 at 18 years old into a wholesaling course, right? Didn't have the discipline, the motivation, the why, the purpose, the passion for real estate. So I ended up skipping out on that and moving to the Bay Area and getting into personal training and selling supplements at GNC, the supplement store. And I sold hundreds of thousands of dollars of supplements at GNC, which does pay a commission, right? Really, it was making like $25 an hour, plus my commission, right? With the selling the supplements at GNC in San Jose. And then I was a personal trainer. I would close $3,000 to $5,000 packages for in-person training, right? And I was only getting like 10% commission, so I was making like $300 to $500 per, 10% of whatever I sold. Plus, I was getting paid hourly for, the training sessions, right? But that really encouraged me to get into start my own online brand, online coaching business, right? Well, I launched over 5 years ago. And since then, I've coached over 1,000 paying clients in mindset, fitness and health, personal development, fat loss, all that great stuff. And I've sold multiple six figures. And I made multiple six figures from my online coaching business. Along the way, I've also done 3 months of door-to-door sales for pest control and 1 month of door-to-door sales for solar. So I got some different experiences through all of those different things. And I'll tell you what sales is it's convincing people to do something, right? It's persuasion, it's influence, right? Sales is service as long as it's beneficial, not only for you because you're making that money, but also for them, right? Then it's service. That's all you got to frame it as. Sales, there's nothing wrong with sales. There's nothing schemy about it. There's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with sales. But the thing is I got a coaching call here in 10 minutes with one of my one-on-one clients. You guys which you sales is convincing people of your way of thinking, believing in your vision, your dream, your product, your service, right? Sales is dating, right? Sales is even in your marriage. Sales is even raising kids. Because what you're doing, you're selling your kid to eat vegetables. You got to persuade him to eat vegetables, to work out, to do his homework, to make his bed, to do his chores. You got to persuade, influence, sale him into doing what you believe is best for him, right? And if it's best for him, obviously, then you're doing a good service for your kid. Same thing if you have a wife or a husband and you're convincing them to do, to live here, to buy this house, to live, to do this, cook this, live this type of lifestyle, believe in this, whatever. You're persuading them on your way of thinking, right? So anyway, the whole thing around that, we got this fancy dress hat. We have a podcast on why it's important to dress well and peacock and all that on one of the other episodes of the Savage podcast. You guys can check out more of those below. But you're always selling somebody. You're selling, or you, it's like Grant Cardone, right? We got 10x baby, right? 10x baby, Grant Cardone, sell or be sold, sell or be sold. You're either being sold by somebody on their vision, their dream, their product, their service, or you're selling them on your vision, your belief system, your worldview, your coaching business, your product, your service, right? You're either being sold or sold, right? And it's the same thing with politics. It's the same thing with religion. It's the same thing with worldviews. It's the same thing with any product or service, right? So sales and persuasion and influence is something really to get good at, regardless if you want to develop a career in sales. Um, any business requires sales, real estate, wholesaling, life insurance, financial services, mortgage loan, right? Because you're convincing people to go with you, right? Versus somebody else. So you're convincing them to invest in this or buy this, or, persuasion is involved with all this, right? So it's the number one skill that you can learn if you want to be successful and make money in business, to have time freedom, location freedom, is sales. All right, developing sales. And so what I recommend for you guys is get into sales as something that you're interested and passionate in, because the first thing that you need to be sold on is yourself. The first thing that you need to be sold on is yourself. The second thing you need to be sold on is the product and service that you're selling. Right? If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to get anywhere in sales. So you need to believe in yourself. Then you also need to believe in the product and service that you're selling. Because if you don't believe in the product and service that you're selling, you are not going to sell very well, right? Unless you're a very manipulative or greedy person, which 10% of you guys maybe are watching this, 10% of the population is, right? But most people are humble and good human beings where they if they don't believe in something, they don't really want somebody else to do it, right? Just for their gain, right? That's very narcissistic, that's very selfish. So anyway, you want to believe in yourself, you want to believe in the product and service that you're selling, right? And then so I highly recommend getting into a business, getting into a sales role where you learn that and develop that skill. I would also recommend hiring coaching, mentorship, going to events, buying courses, and reading books, and developing the skill of persuasion, of sales, right? And marketing is basically sales to many, right? Sales is typically one-to-one, unless it's selling on a stage, right? But typically it's one-on-one on Zoom, one-on-one on the phone, one-to-one face-to-face, right? That's one-on-one sales. Marketing is typically persuading masses, right? Which is so, but they're very correlated. If you learn how to sell, you learn how to persuade and influence, and get really good at that, you can actually translate that to marketing, which I'm even more passionate about marketing, but they're very correlated, sales and marketing. All right. So anyway, guys, if you guys want financial freedom, you guys want to have location freedom, time freedom, all this great stuff, definitely double, triple down on your sales skills. All right, guys, if you got value from this video, please like now. Comment your main takeaway, because you're way more likely to fall through with what you write down and what you publicly announce. So comment your main takeaway below, how you're going to get into sales, your sales experience, what you've learned from sales, why you want to get into sales. Drop out in the comments below. And please share this video, because I know you're not narcissistic. I know you're not selfish. And I know other people can get value from this content. So share this with your family, share this with your coworkers, share this with your friends, share this with your social media, so they can get into sales and build this financial freedom as well. And if you guys are interested, I got the Savage Blueprint on mindset, fitness, and health, personal development. It's a free blueprint below. I got the Savage Tribe if you want to learn about the brotherhood, the Savage Tribe. I also offer one-on-one mentorship. Now, within one-on-one mentorship, I can teach you sales. I can teach you persuasion. I can teach you marketing. I can teach you influence. I can teach you how to build an online brand like I have over the last 5 years. I can teach you how to build an online coaching business, or an online business that you market online, that you sell online, to make multiple six figures. I've done that, right? Through the last 5 years, I've made multiple six figures for my online coaching business through my personal brand. So my online one-on-one mentorship, I teach you persuasion, influence, online sales, online marketing, branding, online coaching, you name it. So if you guys are interested in that, you can apply in the link below. You can apply on the link below, or you can message me at Devin Kripe on Facebook or Instagram at Devin Kripe. Or if you have my business number, you can message me there if you're interested in learning about that. All right, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Click the notification button so you never miss a video, because we drop one of these every single Saturday for the Savage Podcast. All right, guys, I love you. I love you. God bless you. God bless you. And don't forget, average is the enemy and savage is the new standard. All right, guys, God bless you. It's your boy, Devin Kripe. See you guys next time. And check out the other episodes of the Savage Podcast below. Check out the other episodes. Lots of value there. Let's go.